Tommy, I'm not saying you can't be a ghost. You just might look like a KKK member. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Brodega podcast, the podcast made by bros for bros. He is Tommy. I am Cole.
What's up, guys?
And this is our special Halloween edition. Even though we're both not that into Halloween.
Yeah.
I guess we got to represent.
Yep. Yeah, that time of the year, man. So this year I think for Halloween, we were actually dressing up as our logo.
I'm just going to advertise. I'm going to walk around with a Brodega shirt on.
Yeah.
I'm a podcast host.
Like, oh, that's what you are? Yeah, that's what I wish I was.
Yeah. Oh, me, I'm a podcast host as big as Joe Rogan. That's what I am. Just dressing out for funsies.
Oh man, so we got like the smart light bulbs and everything.
Yeah.
So we need more light in here.
So it's kind of a thing. So Tommy invested into some RGB light bulbs and we thought maybe we matched the neon sign.
Yeah.
And it turned out, in my opinion, it looks really good. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
I think it's pretty funny. Definitely adds like a dramatic,
Yeah. Bring it down low.
Yeah. But the fact that it took us damn near 30 minutes to match the lighting.
So, we got these, we were testing them out. And, yeah, we spent two grown men, sitting here changing light bulb colors. We think it's real good. So, but we do want to know, comment below or, comment on Instagram. Do you like it? If obviously if you're watching,
Yeah.
Do you like it? Because I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I think the best part, like what you're talking about, is going to be really cool for
Yeah.
setting a scene.
So we're gonna utilize them a lot here in the future. I think so. We were gonna go all red, but I felt like it just overtook everything.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, it definitely would have matched for Halloween. But
Halloween.
yeah, what do you got planned for this Halloween?
A lot of crazy shit going on. I'm gonna walk around the neighborhood and dramatic pause. Take my kid trick or treating.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna join you. But we're definitely, it's gonna be what is he? Bumblebee?
Yeah, he's Bumblebee.
He's gonna run around his.
He's got this fake sword with it too. And he fucks people up with it. He stabbed me in the neck one day. I'm like, God damn, it's solid. And we went to a trunk or treat. And I'm like, we're leaving the sword in here. And
it's like that trumpet I got from the fair.
Well, I was like, I don't want him running around hitting kids at this fucking... And there's bouncy houses and shit.
He's just in there just laying kids out with the sword.
And I'm telling you, he would not go in the bouncy house for 15 minutes. He's like, I'm not going in there unless I have the sword. I was like, that's cool, dude. He wouldn't get in there and fucking Superman punch kids with this fake sword.
Yeah. And then I got my kid, and she's going to be just walking around dainty. Yeah, with her crown, adjusting her crown every 10 minutes with her little heels that are just clack, 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 clack,
She is a princess. She is what I find funny is I'll come over and she'll be dressed up and she's like a method actor. She's like, oh, hello, I'm actually a princess.
Yeah.
Not just wearing the dress.
Yeah. How's it going? Here's my purse. And
welcome to my castle.
the funniest thing, dude, is if she wakes up before me, her best thing, her most favorite thing to do is change out of her pajamas, put on a dress, the most ridiculous dress you can find, and put on those heels. And I have stained concrete as floors, and I just hear just clack 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 clack. There's little plastic hills just running through the house. I'm just like, God damn.
Well, I guess Marley's up.
Yeah, that's usually I wake up to that. If not, it's a slap in the face, yelling to wake up.
I get that. I've gotten that before.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm up.
Oh, I get grabbed the face with both hands. Ah! Okay, jeez.
All right, I'm up.
But let's go ahead and get in the beer. I'm a little thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
I was it was my turn to pick the beer, and I was looking at the selection, and I was like, hey, let's do a Halloween type beer.
Yeah.
And we did Oktoberfest last week, and
Yeah.
found a beer called White Zombie,
Mm,
and I was like, that would fit the scene very well.
absolutely.
But I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I was a cheap ass when I saw that 6 beers cost $11.
Was it an IPA?
I have no fucking clue. I
Yeah.
didn't even pick it up. I was like, ew, no.
My thing is dude, I'm like, come on, dude. If your IPA is fucking $11, just know I'm never buying it.
Yeah.
It costs you 60 cents to make that goddamn beer. I'm not an idiot. I know what it takes to make a beer.
Or we can work with a quality brewing company like Yingling Beer with new Yingling Pilsner.
Love it.
And you know what? I got double the beer for the same price.
Yeah.
Take that, white zombie. Who do you think you are, Rob Zombie?
The funny thing was, like, I wasn't sure if you were gonna pick up beer, so like I didn't want to have the fiasco we had last time where
Yeah.
neither one of us talked and we were just both like,
That's a
"Did you
good
bring the
problem
beer?
to have,
Did I bring the
guess.
beer?" And it was like, I was like, I know we talked about Yingling, so I bought Yingling as well. And I was like, you're like, I bought it too. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice. Wow, dude.
I'm just smelling it. I was letting the
Yeah.
tannins breathe.
Okay.
Tastes like a Pilsner.
It's like a more expensive Bud Light.
Yeah.
It's like a heartier.
Heartier, yeah.
Oh,
Well-
amazing beer.
So like we said, this is kind of our Halloween episode. We are going to have a substantial amount of Halloween talk, but not in the way you think.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll say it. You know how people call people that are like mean during Christmas, like a Scrooge or something?
Yeah. A Grinch.
Or a Grinch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like the Halloween version of that.
Yeah.
It's not that I guess I don't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I just I don't get the hype.
My thing is, like, it's not. There's no. Like, there's nothing substance behind it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, Thanksgiving, you're around your friends or family and you're just, like, eating with them. Like, you're thankful for being around them.
visiting.
Yeah. Christmas, like, same thing. It's like family oriented type of thing. Even like, even Valentine's Day, like,
Yeah.
it's kind of the same premise, but it's just like, it means something type of thing. Halloween is just typically for, older people want to pass out candy. And it's for kids to lose their goddamn mind going door to door. That's really what it is.
And young women to dress like a slutty cat,
Yeah. Or slutty anything.
a slutty waffle iron. What are you? I'm a waffle iron. You just have a thong on. I know, but I have fishnets.
I saw this. You know how like there's always trends. There's trends with everything.
Oh, I know where you're going here. Fuck. Yeah. Go ahead.
The trend right now is the red flag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If this person's done this, red flag. And the one I saw recently was if she's ever dressed up as a sexy anything, she's a red flag. Just
bro.
move on, bro. Take care of yourself.
Worry about yourself, King.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes into like one of my things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I thoroughly, if there's any reason why like I say I don't hate Halloween, I'm just like, I think the hype is like I actually enjoy handing candy out to kids.
Yeah. We did it was it last year?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like I legitimately enjoy doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And mainly because like usually like there's kids that come up, they're like, because I'll play into it, I'm like, oh no. Oh no, it's Optimus Prime, and the kid will like freaking pose and be like, boom. I'm like, yep, and here's a full size. You deserve it. I always have a couple full size
Yeah.
for like really into it costumes.
Yeah. I just hate those, the clearly teenager,
Yeah.
like with a mask. Like, okay, well, you didn't try. For one, you're too goddamn old to be here. And two, you didn't even fucking try. If you were to roll up in like a full like Beetlejuice costume, dude, yeah, all day.
Yeah.
Take whatever you want.
At least put in effort.
Yeah. But you just rolling up like, I bought this $3 mask 7 years ago, and I've just been using it ever since.
Or they're like, or they just wear jeans and a t-shirt and they put some fake blood and they're like, I'm dead. Like, what the fuck is that, dude?
You didn't even remotely try.
No, is that Clamato juice? Like, what is that? But yeah, it's like that's actually one thing I do enjoy, especially how I'm like, oh, we've got an Optimus Prime. The kid's like fucking superhero pose. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, like that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
And I don't like raining on people's parade or anything. I just like people like, oh my god, it's almost Halloween. I'm like, yeah, cool, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like other stuff. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, ever since I was a kid, I can't watch a horror movie and eat.
Yeah, really?
It sounds really weird. And just like, I can watch an 80s movie where a guy just gets fucking filled with lead with a machine gun. I'm like, damn. But the moment I watch a movie where like someone's getting hacked to death with a machete, I'm like, I've lost my appetite. Why? I don't even want to eat for 2 hours. And I don't know, it just loses all appetite. I'm like, here we fucking go, dude.
I haven't watched a scary movie in 10 plus years.
So, we've already established I'm a cinephile. But, so, look, I try not to be a movie snob because, like, there are a lot of, like, bad movies I like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I enjoyed the occasional 80s movie with unlimited bullets.
Yeah.
But my thing with horror movies is it's like I don't like rhetoric. And what I mean is just like hit the same couple things
Yeah.
and pump it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like they do that in music.
Yeah.
So I don't listen to a lot of pop music on the radio. It's the same shit. It's like insert young fucking person with acoustic guitar and we sing like this.
Yeah.
The
6-chord song.
Yep.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Or now country music's like, I'm gonna hop in my truck, baby, you look so good. Gonna drink my beer, cruise down a dirt road, and I sound just like a Florida Georgia Line song.
Yeah, dude. Exactly.
But
sign this man.
yeah, sign me now. I don't have a label.
The Brodega music label.
Brodega label coming soon. But what I'm getting at with horror movies is every fucking time I watch one, I'm like, I can call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked to some people who are like, yeah, but it's like the theme of like what you like knowing exactly what's gonna happen.
Yep.
Cause like I like watching movies and go and like, oh fuck, I didn't expect that.
I definitely like a plot twist for sure.
Yeah, and I'll get to the ones I like, but like what I'm talking is, I remember I was in high school when the first Paranormal Activity came out.
Yeah.
And
That's probably the last scary movie I've ever seen.
And by the way, I just found this out 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
That is still the highest grossing horror movie ever.
Seriously?
And I don't fucking get it.
I mean, when your budget was like as much as a fucking trip to Target, I understand.
But
like...
I mean like it made the most money out of like any horror movie.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and like I remember, you know, everybody's hyping it up as cool. This movie's so fucking scary. Oh my god. And like, dude, and then like they're showing commercials and they got like the night vision cameras of people like jumping in the theater. And I'm not gonna lie, like I remember like I was at a friend's house. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna have some girls over. They're gonna get scared. They're gonna curl up to us, you know. Yeah. You know, it'll be a good time. I got
Real
paranormal
fuckboy vibes."
Yeah, he's like, "I got Paranormal Activity. We're gonna watch it." And I'm like, "Okay." And I was a little nervous, not because there were girls coming over. The fact that I was like, I've heard that this is the scariest movie fucking ever. So I'm like, I don't want to look like a bitch for these, you know, like, it's like the whole time I'm on edge. Like I'm waiting to get the shit scared out of me.
Yep.
And then the fucking movie ends. And in front of everybody, like the movie lover in me came out. I just turned, I was like, that's fucking it? Like, I was mad. Like it just ruined it. And they're like, "Oh, you didn't like it?" I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I watched people live in their house for an hour and a half. And the last 10 minutes of the fucking movie, something happens and you see the monster once.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. The thing is like, I don't understand the thought that people like to be scared.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, people like, oh, I like, you know, I like that adrenaline rush. I'm like, dude, jump out of a fucking plane. Fuck someone on the screen going boo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hate that shit.
That's the other thing. Like, that's the biggest thing I've gotten is people are like, the adrenaline rush and not knowing. Well, I'm like, one, you know what's going to happen because they're all the same.
Yeah.
And they're like,
just listen to the music. It's going to build up and then it's going to cut out and then here comes the scare.
And at the beginning of the movie, it's always going to be a fake scare.
Yes, exactly.
But like, that's my thing. That's the other thing. Because then I'm not going to lie. At that point, I am judging you because you're like, I figured out that your sense of adrenaline is very little.
Yeah.
I was like when I joined the army, they're like, "So what do you want to do?" And I was like, "I want to fucking do something I've never done before that scares the shit out of me." I was afraid of heights. And I was like, "I want to go aviation." And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, why? I was like, I want some adrenaline. I want to do something badass. I want to stop being afraid of heights. Like, that's legitimately what I told him.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. Like, I wanted to like shoot guns and be like, I wanted to get that adrenaline rush as an 18-year-old kid, but I wasn't like watching fucking Friday the 13th. Like, oh Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
dude. I am set for a month. Wow.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. Nah, yeah, same thing, dude. Like, when I joined, I legit, I just, like, I walked in there, I was like, you were looking for, like, a journal, something I'd never done. I was like, I want to get a job where I can use it when I get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I was like, my plan is to get something with a certificate and work at the San Francisco airport and live in San Francisco. I am so fucking glad I never did that shit, dude.
That was the one stipulation my parents had.
Yeah.
They're all like, I heard a lot of people say their parents were not about it. You know, like, my parents are all for it. They're like, the only thing they said is, we don't want you to be a grunt.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, no, I did same thing. Like, at first, as everybody does, they try the Air Force first.
Yeah, yeah. I tried the Air Force, and he wanted me to lose 95 pounds in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
The Air Force was like, I walked in there and I was like, hey, here's my shit. And they were like, all right, well, get the fuck out. And I was like, all right. And I go over to the Army and they're like,
I love this story that you always tell me. The Army guys posted up in the hallway like, so the Air Force didn't work out, huh?
Yeah.
Like, he was waiting.
Yeah. He walked in and he was like, and they looked at my, like, my scores or whatever you get on the ASVAB. And he's like, so what do you want to do? And I was like, what can I do? And he was like, anything. And I was like,
You're not stupid, so I guess anything.
And the Air Force dudes were like,
you're an idiot.
yeah, they were like, what do you want to do? Aviation? Yeah, fucking good luck. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, no shit, asshole. That's what the Air Force is.
Yeah. And then, like, I was talking, 'cause my girl, she was in the Air Force prior, and I was like, man, dude, like, you're fucking pretty smart to have to be in the goddamn Air Force.
Yeah,
But
dude.
I walked in there and they were just like, go fuck off.
Yeah, it's just, and I, not to get on a total tangent, it was just like, I was with my friend that was joining, and I kind of went to hear what he had to say.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you think about enlisting? I was like, I'm open to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, yeah, I think I told him too. I was like, I kind of was thinking about like helicopters or something, like flying on helicopters. And he goes, we never make that happen. He's like, you mind hopping on the scale? I was like, yeah. And at this point, I'm still a 295-pound offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, can you lose 95 pounds in like under a month? And I remember I was raised to respect people in uniform, like all that shit, right?
Yeah.
But I remember just like all that went out the window. And I looked at him. I was like, "You're joking, right?" He's like, "I've seen it done." I was like, "No, you haven't."
You haven't seen 95 pounds lost in a goddamn month.
And I was like, "You have not seen that." And I called him out on his bullshit, and he's like, "All right, man." I was like, "All right, dude."
Jesus Christ.
But yeah. So that's the other thing is like, I'm trying not to be a hater, but what I'm saying is, I guess I don't understand the love of horror movies. And I get there's an art, and what I'm saying is I do appreciate some movies, like anything that Wes Craven's ever made.
Like what movies is that?
So Wes Craven is considered like the horror god. He is
You know how close it is when you say horror
to horror.
Yeah, I'm like,
He's the horror god.
yeah, I'm like, God damn.
Horror. Sorry, horror. That better?
Yeah.
He is like, if horror junkies you say Wes Craven, they're like, oh my god, he's the greatest.
Yeah.
He's he created Nightmare on Elm Street,
Oh, okay.
Night of the Living Dead. Like,
All right.
he's very famous for pretty
I've
much
heard of these.
pretty much all the big horror movies you've heard of. He's probably made.
Okay.
And there's a lot of he made. I think correct. I might be saying this wrong. I think he's also done the original Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Stuff like that.
Wasn't
So
it like that? Hills Have Eyes was like was ranked like the scariest
that
movie,
movie?
right, for a long
Actually,
time.
so I'm getting that part too. But like what I'm saying is, any Wes Craven movie I got respect for. I've watched. I was like, okay, and the thing is, those movies are old, so I'm like, it wasn't scary, but like for the time, I'm like, I can see how that was fucking revolutionary and scary.
Yeah.
And I got respect for that. I got respect for the OG. Halloween started like the horror craze. Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock. You might even consider that like kind of the first horror movie.
Oh shit. Okay.
Friday the 13th. Actually, I watched a documentary. Friday the 13th was supposed to be a total ripoff of Halloween.
Wow.
And they did so much like, oh, we'll wing it, that it became its own movie and it became famous. And I'll give that one props. They did it right. Like you didn't. Look, I'm gonna spoil it because that came out in like fucking 81.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, you meet Jason's mom, and you're like, oh, okay. And then the whole movie, you're like, oh, it's Jason murdering these people. And then it turns out to be Jason's mom that's hearing fucking voices. And you're like, oh shit, that like even watching it, you know, in the 2000s, I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty good plot twist, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm sure these days people have seen that enough, but back then,
Yeah, that was a big deal.
and
Do you remember Freddy versus Jason?
I watched that when I was a kid, yeah.
When they were in space or whatever?
Well, yeah, and then like, yeah.
I remember I jerked into that movie so many times.
So many boobies.
Yeah, there were so many boobies in that movie. And like, you know, a lot of people think like, oh, it's just a horror movie. And I'm just like, yeah, it is. It's a real horror movie.
Horror. That movie actually, I kind of consider it more of an action movie.
Freddy vs. Jason?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, that movie was kind of badass in the sense, like, you're watching two, it was a good debate, like, Jason can't die, Freddy can't die, like, who fucking wins?
Yeah.
And of course, me being the big dumb brute I am, I was like, Jason all the way,
Yeah.
dude, fuck Freddy.
Freddy's finesse.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, I like all those good classics. I got respect for those. And I'll admit, there are some movies that have scared the shit out of me, but I consider them more thrillers, not horror movies. And Hills Have Eyes, I remember watching that and I was like, I'm too young for this. Like, I remember watching it, and like when you say it as a kid, like that says, I'm like, I am too young for this shit.
I gotta go.
The first Saw kind of freaked me out. And yeah, the other one, and this is kind of a funny story. It was called The Strangers.
I remember that was the last scary movie I've ever seen in my life. And I said, fuck this. I'm done.
That movie is scary. I'll just give you the scene, okay? Look, and I'll say it like, I always get people like, you're just, you know, like scary movies, you scare. That's not it.
Yeah.
But I will admit, this movie scared the shit out of me when I was in 8th grade. And my friend lived down the street. And I'm like hanging out with him on like a fucking Wednesday or something after school. And he's like, hey, I rented The Strangers. And I was like, okay, I've seen like stuff like that. And like, of course, I'm like, I've heard like this movie's scary. And I'm like, he's like, you want to watch it? I was like, yeah, I'm not no bitch. And we're watching it. And like halfway through, I'm like, this movie's fucking scary. But like, I can't say that in front of him. I'm like,
I ain't no bitch.
we get done and as I'm watching it, the sun's going down.
Ooh.
And I'm kind of like, I got that in the back of my mind. I'm like, I have to walk home. And then we get done. And I was like, yeah, dude, that was a great movie. I'll see you later. And I wait till he like closed the door behind me. And like, I paused on his doorstep to make sure he was away from the door. And I shit you not, dude. I fucking sprinted home. I was like, I made sure he couldn't see me running. And I fucking sprinted all the way home. I was scared.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. I'm like, and there's a shadow. He's definitely gone. Phew.
Oh man. So you're from the Midwest,
Yes.
northern area. Northern what do you call yourself?
Call me a Midwesterner.
Midwestern. I think of like Missouri, Kansas, Midwest.
That is the Midwest. Well, Missouri likes to claim the South, but I consider it the Midwest still.
Oh, okay.
The Midwest is Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan.
But you're neither mid nor west.
Well, you have to remember the time.
What's the time?
So there are 13 colonies were all on the East Coast.
I'm aware. I'm taking a history class right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then as they expanded towards
Louisiana
the
Purchase,
west, they're
Manifest Destiny.
like, okay, yeah, they went towards the west.
Uh-huh.
So Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky. All right.
Might be.
And
I'm
then,
geographically retarded, dude. I don't
okay.
know.
So do you know where New York is?
Yeah.
All right. If you go this way, that's
Mhm.
Pennsylvania,
Gotcha.
Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. If you go below Illinois and Indiana, there's Kentucky and Missouri.
Okay, I've been to Kentucky.
All right. So like that was the West. And then people like, I remember these people didn't have the internet. They're like, oh fuck, there's more land.
Yeah.
Manifest Destiny kicks in.
Louisiana Purchase.
Right? And then they're like, they get into the Dust Bowl, like Kansas and Nebraska, like the true lame states.
Yeah.
And then they get in the Rocky Mountains and people start dying,
Yeah.
you know? And then they
The Dahmer party happens.
yeah, and then they finally make it to California.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're like, those people, that wasn't the West. We thought it was the West because we didn't know. That's why it's the Midwest.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, anyway, I know where you're going with this.
Mm-hmm.
So you're from Cali, where it's warm all year round, right?
Mostly,
For
yeah.
the most part, right?
Mhm. We don't really have like it gets cold, but it's never really inclement weather. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if it's cold, you put on a jacket. No big deal. Like you just
Yeah.
keep moving. You know what I mean?
But when you start to get in those kind of northern states, you know, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan,
Southern Canada.
right? It's already cold out there. Like right now, it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're a kid, like we were talking about, like that Optimus Prime, it's like, I'm fucking Optimus Prime, right?
Yeah.
You get ready to go trick or treating, and it's cold out, and you're like, I'm fucking Batman, dude. I can't wait to show everybody how fucking badass I look. I'm 6. And then your mom's like, put your coat on. You're like, what? They're like, Batman doesn't wear a winter coat.
Yeah.
I understand
I
something,
have
but
a cape.
it's 29 degrees out, son. You're putting on a fucking jacket.
Yeah.
And you're like, you fight your mom on it, and then you go from being fucking Batman to Batman with a red winter coat on. What are you supposed to be, Batman with a coat? Like you can never enjoy, like when you're a kid, you can never enjoy
Yeah.
Halloween because your mom. So you anything like, or especially like I felt bad for girls. Like say
Yeah.
like girl want to be Wonder Woman, like with a skirt and stuff. Then you became Wonder Woman with fucking leggings and a fucking sweatshirt on. Like you're not Wonder Woman anymore.
The only thing you see is your your cool
And the-
wristbands over the
tiara.
over the sweatshirt.
Who are you? I'm Wonder Woman. I'm cold Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And like so at one point I used to be that older kid that would go trick or treating, right? But I still I respected the rule. Like you
Yeah.
dress up for candy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember one year my friend and I, we went as wrestlers, but not professional wrestlers. Like the wrestlers, like the 6 kids in your high school on the team wrestlers, like in singlets.
Yeah.
And we walked around in like 20-degree weather, and I committed. I'm in a wrestling singlet. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Camel tone it up.
Yeah. Like, my shorts are like
Booty cheeks hanging out.
booty cheeks hanging out. All right. My mushroom stamps hanging out. You know, I've got no sleeves,
Yeah.
and I have nothing torn me up. And it's windy, and it was fucking miserable. And after like 2 houses, I'm like, this was a bad idea.
Oh man.
But I committed.
Yeah. That's what it is. You just gotta be like, this is it. This is what I'm doing.
I'll tell you the other thing. My favorite costumes, right, is the person that like either makes their own or does something so fucking creative. I'm like, I never would have thought of doing that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I
I'm
al-
excited to see all the plague doctors this year.
I'm excited to see all the Squid Game workers.
Yeah. I've already seen, like, because like today's Friday, so
Yeah.
as we grow up, everybody has kids, and today is Friday, so they're taking all their kids to school in their Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
Like, my daughter went as she was Belle today. so-
Nice.
But yeah, I've seen so many Squid Game kids already. I'm just like,
amazing.
you're all murderers,
Yeah.
right?
And like, well, that's what's weird about Halloween is like, that's the one time of year like, yep, I'm dressed as a murderer. It's all right. It's actually kind of cool today.
Yeah.
You know? Like, what do you want to dress up a little Billy at? Let's dress him up as Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
What a great idea. But like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I remember one year I was handing out candy, and a teenage couple came up,
Mhm.
and they made their costumes, and they were Dumb and Dumber in the tuxedos.
That's awesome.
Like a guy and a girl. They were like 16.
Let's.
And it was fucking clever. I was like, full sizes. You come here, you two.
Yeah. I say right now, next year, you and I costumes on Halloween.
I'm thinking that.
What are you thinking?
So, I think
We have to be a duo.
So I think right off the top of my head, I can think of 3 good duos.
Yeah.
But like
I think the Dumb and Dumber one would be hilarious.
Dumb and Dumber.
Us here in tuxedos and top hats.
Dumb and Dumber would be good. I think we'd wear it to work too.
Yeah.
This one's really played out. The Top Gun, Goose and Mavericks, always a classic.
I'll be Fat Goose.
I think I really think we should do Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we're both huge fans. I think that'd be funny.
Yeah, like in all reality, one of us just has to wear a yellow shirt and the other one has to buy a lab coat.
Yeah. But it would be kind of funny though to do the whole.
I want a method act.
Yeah.
I want to be in character.
Yeah. I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, just like one of us is like, "Oh, geez, Rick," and the other one's like, "Shut the fuck up, Morty."
All right, so what do you guys think? For next year, we're gonna dress up as a duo. Give us ideas on a good duo for next year.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then, yeah, I wanted to hit on the Squid Game thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it? This is the other question I got. Like, for real, if you're a Halloween lover, explain this shit to me. But the other thing I have is, why is it that like we watch something as like, a country, and then someone's like, "That's what I'm gonna be for Halloween," and like, not know that everyone's gonna do that? Because I'm all about originality, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're a little kid, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're in a Transformers or Power Rangers, some shit, yeah, be a fucking
understand.
Power Ranger, dude. But like when Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad.
Oh god, yeah.
How many? Not that I'm complaining, because there was a lot of sexy Harley Quinns out, right?
But there also was a lot of not sexy
Yeah.
Quinns out there.
And there was like ones that executed it well, regardless of the looks. Like, executed it well.
I like the couples who did the Jared Leto Joker and the Harley Quinn.
That's
that was pretty cool.
And that's what I mean. Like, some people are like, I bought spray on dye, and now my hair looks fucking teal, not even blue.
Yeah.
And red. And like,
Yep.
So like you had the Harley Quinn, and then the year after that was fuck. I just saw a meme about it too. People are just making fun of it. There was something else right after Harley Quinn won.
Yeah. Why are you thinking of that? My favorite costume I did was actually when I was here in Georgia.
Okay.
And I dressed up as a gynecologist. I got scrubs, and I put on like a surgical mask before it was cool.
Yeah.
Before COVID happened, and I bought some duckbills like from Amazon, and I was like, "Well, I'm not a professional, but I'll take a look." And I was like, "Just had them pull them out," and they're like, "What are you?" And I just pull out the duckbills, and they're like, "Oh fuck."
Want me to take a look?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the other thing. Is just I don't get how people are like, that's it, and like no one else can dress like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my favorite Halloween costume, I think I've done, dude, I kind of did not like the fact that I didn't really get any love in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I dressed up as Macho Man Randy Savage, but like fucking authentic.
Yeah.
I got a good beard.
Mm-hmm.
I had a tight ass shirt on. Like tasseled it up and stuff. I had the look going on. I even had
you and your wife typically go like all out. I remember the Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
The Beetlejuice costume you guys did. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Exactly. Like, that's the thing. If you can get me to commit to something that I want to do, I'll do it well.
Yeah.
I had fucking chicks yoga pants on that were like zebra and and then I had furry fucking boots that went up to my knees.
Yep. That was at Mike's house, wasn't it?
Maybe.
And it was just when you had your son and you were holding him up like
and he was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And he's like, can't even hold his head up. And he was Hulk Hogan with a mustache on. And like,
and your wife was referee. I remember that, dude. That was fucking hilarious.
And like, we're handing out candy.
Mm-hmm.
And no one is recognizing me. Like, fucking no one.
Jeez.
I even had one guy take his kid up and he goes, some authentic costumes got there. And I'm like, this guy's older too. Like, he's, late 30s, 40s. I'm like, this dude grew up with Macho Man.
Yeah.
like even if you didn't watch wrestling, you know who fucking Hulk Hogan and Macho Man is.
Yeah.
He sees my kid with the Hulkamania shirt on,
Mm-hmm.
and then he goes, "Who are you supposed to be?
Oh.
Duck Dynasty?" And I out loud, I was like, "Fucking what?" Like, I was like, "When have you seen the Duck Dynasty guys wear zebra pants, furry boots, and gigantic rainbow frames?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, who are you supposed to be?" I was like, "Macho Man Randy Savage." He's like, did the whole finger gun snap. That's it. I'm like, what the fuck?
You should have fucking DDT'd him or something.
I should have, yeah, just Stone Cold Stunner or something. Take that. Duck Dynasty, this bitch.
A Ducks Dynasty for your ass.
Quack, quack, motherfucker.
Speaking of, you said, like, Halloween in the Midwest. A lot of things, a lot of things we did differently.
Yeah.
One thing I used to do with my cousins when I was younger during Halloween, we'd play Manhunt.
So I just want to note, I played this same game when you brought it up to me.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah. So, like you said, like during like the October months, it's it's still pretty warm in California. It's still in the 70s, 80s, roughly. Yeah. And essentially what would happen was so you broke up in teams. I have a lot of cousins. So you break up in teams. Someone would be driving and like, this is early, just got my license type of thing.
Yeah.
And we would drive around and another team would have to get from one point to another. And we would play damn near all night, like to the crack of fucking dawn.
Yeah.
And when you think of Manhunt, you think, all right, well, we're just going to like tag each other.
I thought it was flashlight tag because that's what it was to me.
No.
But it was flashlight tag with a car.
Yeah. We're in a my Dodge Neon, and your passenger had a paintball gun.
Yeah.
And so it was like a two versus two, like teams type of thing. And you'd have to go from like anybody who's living from California, you'd have to go from like Hogan to like Springs Road. You got to get there. It's about like a mile, almost 2 miles. You got to get there any means. Like you got to get there. Like you could jump the yards. You can just. But if you get like caught, instead of flashing with a flashlight like you did,
You get pelted.
you get pelted with paintball guns. It was like a less aggressive drive-by. Like
It was like gang tryouts.
yeah. You're just like driving through, and then like you see like my cousin, he's just like walking down the street like an idiot, dude. You just run up on him, lights off, pop, 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 and you just like light his ass up, and he's just running, scattering. I remember I had another cousin with me, and we were driving, and he ran to that's his brother, because we were cousins, whatever.
Yeah.
And he kind of like the one that was actually trying to evade. He kind of like got caught onto a fence, and his brother did not let up. He shot him the whole time. He was caught, for one, he's caught on a fence, can't run away, and he's just lighting him up with a paintball gun, dude. And like, 'cause, like one and you're done, dude. Like that's it. Like you get shot, you're done. You get in the car and we look for everybody else. Well, he lit him up like 50 times, and it was like, I was like, that felt personal. Like what the hell was that?
He pissed you off lately?
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. So that's what we did during Halloween was play Manhunt like idiots.
They should have called it like Crips and Bloods.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, man. I was like, oh no. At first, my face lit up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I played that too. Grew up on like opposite sides of the country.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, like flashlight tag. You're like, fucking no.
Yeah. Yes, imagine the flashlight's a paintball gun. Oh man. So I know you brought it up last episode. You used to work at McDonald's.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about this after.
Mm-hmm.
And you've heard all my stories, but like there's always someone's like, wait, what? And I was like, I got to tell the story. And I've decided to deem it Cole's McChronicles.
Yeah.
My shitty stories about when I worked in the fast food industry.
All right.
So, McChronicles.
Part one.
Episode, part one.
Mm-hmm.
We actually were going to change the lights to red and yellow, but it did not look good.
Yeah. It just looked like a lighter red.
But
hold on one second. Zoe. She's snoring like crazy. I can hear them like getting old, girl.
So I debated on like how to tell these stories. I think the easiest way was to kind of like explain it like from the start to the end.
Yeah.
So I remember I applied to 3 places.
Mm-hmm.
I applied to I applied to a Subway. We had 2 fast food restaurants in our town.
Yeah.
Subway, McDonald's.
Yeah. Did you know actually Subway
Most popular franchise.
Yeah, has the most
It's fucking
franchises. Yeah.
You can put it anywhere.
Yeah. Do you know why people do it?
It's cheap, and you can put it you can put it on the side of a gas station.
Yeah. Yeah. The biggest thing, it costs like your $5 sub, which they don't even really have anymore.
Costs like 10 cents.
Yeah, it costs 10 cents to make with ingredients.
Yeah. But anyway,
I'm
so
gonna open a Subway.
I applied to the Subway,
Mm-hmm.
and the woman immediately was like, "So, why do you think you deserve to work here?" But I was like, I get it, like you're interviewing someone. She's like, but she was like, "Why do you deserve to work at my establishment?" Like, bitch, this ain't Ruth Chris.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm 16 and I need a fucking job. Like,
yeah, I needed gas money
yeah.
to go finger bang chicks. Leave me alone.
Yeah. And then like we had this local grocery store, but everyone applied there.
Yeah.
And naive me thought I had an in because my grandfather drank coffee with the owner every morning.
Mm-hmm.
But then I found out so does fucking everybody else's grandfather.
Yeah.
And I showed up and I was like, "Hey, I'm here to turn in my application." And the register people are like, "Just go to his office." I was like, "Just want me to walk in?" Like, yeah. I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And I go, "Excuse me, Bob. Here to turn in my application. I'd really like to work for you."
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't even look up from what he's doing. And he just holds his hand out. And he like holds his 2 fingers out too. Not even like his hand, like 2 fingers. And I put it between his 2 fingers. He goes, and he takes it, and he takes a stack of papers that is the width of his hand.
Yeah.
And he lifts it up and puts it underneath like 300 papers.
Jeez.
And in front of my face, I go, "All right, well, I'll be expecting that call." And I like walk out, and my mom's like, "How'd it go?" I was like, "I am not working there."
Yeah.
She's like, "What happened?" I'm like, and I told her. She's like, "Oh yeah." She's like, "What now?" I was like, "I guess McDonald's."
I worked at a grocery store too, and I did have it in because my mom at the time was a cashier.
Yeah.
And she knew the owner. So I guess like not the owner, but the managers. And like in the Safeway industry, like managers are like big deals. Like they made 6 figures back then.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when I worked there like 15 years ago. So they make a lot of money. And I walked in and I was like, "Hey, Kim, my mom told me to apply to be a bagger." And she's like, "All right." She's like, "Who's your mom?" And I go, Deanna. She goes, "Okay. When do you want to start?" And I was like,
Fuck you. Dude.
yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
And then, so I applied to McDonald's. And here's what I'll say. It was under new management. Like, it went from like a corporate one to like a franchise. Like, someone bought it.
The McDonald's?
Owned it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a man owned it. He had owned a couple gas stations, a couple other McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing a whole hiring fair. And he really liked and like the owner sat down with the store manager and like went through all the applications and picked people. Because he like fired a bunch of people. And he was like, and he sat there when we all got accepted, and he went down individually.
Yeah.
And he was like, "This is why I hired you." And when he got to me, he's like, "I thought it was so cool that a football players in our town, like really popular, by the way. That's another story for another time. A football player wanted to work at my establishment, and I know you got good work ethic." And I was like, this guy really cares about me. Like, I felt good.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to work for this fucking guy. Like, he was a good man. And then like, first day, I'm working, and this is why I call it the greatest job I ever had. Yeah, like the movie.
I was fortunate and unfortunate enough to never have to work in the food industry. I worked in retail, like I worked like at a Mervyn's and stuff like that, like which is just like a clothing store. But I've never, and I worked like Home Depot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I've never, can I get another one? But I've never worked in an actual like I've never been like a waiter or like a dude that worked at like.
I've never been a waiter.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of glad I didn't, because waiters have more interaction with human beings.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like young, bright eyed. I want to work for these people. They've been treating me really well. They've been very personable.
Yeah.
And
Get this?
he
Nice.
first day
Mhm.
again. You ever watch the movie Fury? Greatest job I ever had. This is the greatest
Yeah.
job I ever had. Because day one, I was like, I need to go to college. Like
Yeah.
day one, guys, like typical dudes. Like
Dalen, I am never gonna work here past the age of 18.
day one, I was like, I knew it. And typical guy you think works at McDonald's. He's like, this is fucking McDonald's. I was like, hey, here work. He's like, all right, dude, you're on the grill. He goes, fucking do this, this, and this. I'm like, okay. Like 30-second brief on how to work a fucking grill. And it's not a grill.
Yeah.
It's like got like mechanics and hydraulics. And it's like, and it like cooks. I'm like, okay. And like, I'm like, this is not what I thought. And
It's like joining the army.
yeah, it's just like,
Your first
fuck
time
you.
working on a helicopter. This is a helicopter.
Get to work.
Figure it out. And I was like, all right.
I'm like, I'm burning my hand. I'm gonna pop a grease and like, and one guy who's working like, they call it the table.
All right.
The table is like, so I cook the burgers. The
Mhm.
burgers go into a tray. The tray goes into a warmer. The guys at the table, when a order comes through, it pops up on the screen, and the
Mhm.
guy at the table is like, he's making them, and we get a little slow, and he goes, "Yeah, man." And he's like, "Just make crew trainer." I'm like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "You know, I have a blue shirt on. I got a red shirt."
All right.
He's like, "I can train you." I was like, "Okay." Well, you didn't really do a good job at it, you know. And then he's like, comes with a 10-cent raise too. And I'm like, dude, he got a promotion and got a 10-cent raise. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I
And
will
like,
not work here past 18.
yeah. And then like, I'm like, how old are you? He's like 32. I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm like, and I'll never forget. Like, I went home and by the way, Mom, I'm at this point I can't drive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a 15-year-old. You can work. I could not drive yet.
Mm-hmm.
Mom forgets to fucking pick me up, so I walk home, and she's like, sorry, like, sorry, I forgot to pick you up. I got busy. Like, whatever, Mom. And she's like, how'd it go? I was like, it was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never been in a place where all life is just sucked out of it.
Yeah.
And so that was fucking day one, right?
Oh man.
And that was just in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the type of depressing shit I'm talking about. We got guys who are like, this is it. They're like, this is it, man.
Yeah.
This is my retirement plan. And believe it or not, if you progress through the ranks in fast food, you can make good money and all that. And I'm not shitting on
Absolutely,
these
yeah.
people. But there are guys that are like, this is it. I'm gonna assemble McDoubles for another 45 years.
Ooh.
And like they're like cool with it. And like the simplicity of the things, like I'm like, dude, I want to have a nice, 2,000 square foot house, retirement. Like I already think about this shit, right? These guys are like, they're like, hey, usually I make you break down the boxes because you're a new guy. But I'm gonna go ahead and take out the trash and break the boxes so I can get a smoke break. You know what I mean? I was like, dude, if that's what you look forward to in the day, you go after it,
Yeah.
dude. I'll just stand here and fucking make some burgers.
Before you move on from breaking down boxes, I remember something I used to do that I was not supposed to do at the grocery store. There was a huge box compressor, right?
Yeah.
You just throw the box. You didn't break them down. You just threw the boxes in there. This gigantic fucking machine that was like the size of this room would crush the boxes into little cubes and then send them off, right?
Yeah.
Well, I used to work with a buddy. He wasn't really a buddy. Like I made friends with him while I worked there, right? We went to different high schools and everything like that, but we get there, we're both kind of same age, around the like early 20s type of thing. And he was like, you know what I like to do a lot? And I was like, what? Because like we were throwing the boxes in there.
Yeah.
He was like, I like to take the 3 liters because the cheap sodas were in the 3 liters, like the Dr. Pibb,
Fagos.
the
Yeah.
Fagos, yeah, the Mountain Winter Springs or whatever, like
Yeah.
supposed to be like the knockoffs. He's like, I put 3 liters in there, and then I crush them with the boxes. And he said it is so loud. I was like, let's do that. So I go get a fucking Captain Orange, I think it was his called or whatever. Throw it in the middle of the boxes, throw boxes on top of it. And he goes, you got to go stand in the bathroom because if you're like too close, like shards of the bottle will come out and hit you.
God.
And I was
damn.
like, how do you know that? And I was like, because it hit me. I thought it'd be pretty cool to sit there next to a Fago and get a fucking shrapnel. So you go.
The
and you
official drink of the Insane Clown Posse got back at you.
Yeah. So we go stand in the bathroom and start. So you press the button and it's like slow, because hydraulic whatever, it's really slow. And we got two fucking 20-year-old dudes stand in the bathroom just like, come on, do it.
You remind me like you're in the Manhattan Project about to test the atomic bomb.
You're just like, come on. And you just hear, boom, boom. And you're just like,
Dude. So like I know I started the story out right. Not a whole lot of funny shit, right? But I'm just setting the tone for the rest of the McChronicles, right? But I'll leave you off on this. So like slowly as I progress through the ranks, I go from grill cook to table worker, and I get put at the window.
Yeah.
And I find out human beings fucking suck.
Oh yeah.
They're mean.
Mm-hmm.
And one
and the thing that surprised me, I don't want like cut you off because I think I've heard this story, but the cardinal rule is don't fuck with people who handle your food.
100%.
Like you have to be kind of exaggeratedly nice. Like you have to be like so much where it's kind of sarcastic.
Yeah.
Because like they're gonna handle your food in the back. No one's gonna see it,
And you're not gonna know.
and you're not gonna know.
And I promise you, the only cameras the owners look at
Mm-hmm.
is the register cameras to see if you're stealing from them.
Yeah,
They don't give a flying fuck what
Yeah.
happens at the table.
and I think that's pretty like consensus for every restaurant there is. And I'm like, yeah, like you have to be really nice to it, even if they're fucking it up by the numbers. Just like, hey, like
I said no mustard, and you
Yeah.
gave me chicken nuggets.
and like it's okay, but just if I can just
I like chicken nuggets. You know, I'm just kind of like a hamburger.
yeah, because you go back there, like someone's gonna rub their balls on your
Yeah.
fucking chicken nuggets and give it back to you.
And like, dude, and like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm like this is why I stuck around so long.
Mm-hmm.
The manager's really good to me. The owner was really good to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was easy money. In a sense, it was easy money. It was like 5 minutes from my house, you know, shit like that. But
Yeah.
I'll never forget the first time I fire back at a fucking customer. Like, as I start, like, in the summer, I'm starting to, like, work the window. And I'm like, I remember closing the window, looking at someone, I'm like, dude, people are fucking mean. Like, I figured that out. But I'll never forget the first time I fire back. And it's not even that funny, but it's think of the context. I'm getting insulted all day. It's one of those days.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, fucking had it, but I need this job. And I'm like 15, 16. And some guy goes, it's something totally inconvenient too. Just so you know, people, if you're like in lunch rush, like 12 o'clock, I'm telling you, every fast food restaurant has enough people to like grill the burgers, make the burger, bag the burger. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the person at the window is not leaving that window. They didn't make your shit. They didn't put it in the bag.
Yeah. They're there just to hand you your fucking food.
And
Take your card.
someone puts it in the bag, hands it to me, and I hand it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Your drinks, a computer makes your drinks. It shoots the fucking ice into the thing. It's like a whole thing, right? I hand the guy food, and I close the window. I'm like, have a great day. I close the window. He hits the window, and I open. I'm like, yes, sir. He goes, I fucking said no onions on my McDoubles, and there's fucking onions on here. And he goes, you want to know something? He goes, you guys can't even get a fucking order right, and that's why you work at McDonald's. I'm fucking successful. I have people that I am responsible of, and I have responsibilities you fucking don't, other than not putting onions on my goddamn sandwich.
Jesus.
And like the manager heard, and I just go, that's funny, sir. I thought it was because I was 16. And like I closed the window. And I'll never forget his face was like, he just realized he cussed out a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
And the manager was like, nice.
That's why I work here.
Dude, that was my go-to. Like, I could say that without getting in trouble. Someone would be like, this is why you're a fucking piece of shit McDonald's worker. I verbatim, someone said that. This is why you're a piece of shit McDonald's worker. And I'm like, I thought it was because I was in high school. And like closed the window on their ass, dude.
Oh man.
That was the go-to polite insult. And I promise you the McChronicles are gonna get funnier, but we had to set the tone.
Yeah. So I kind of have I told these guys a story this earlier today, and because we were talking about it and everything. But I have the only thing I can say is a speech impediment.
Yeah.
When it comes to saying words that are like the same sounding in the beginning, or like even the same letter sometimes, like my brain just can't do it. I don't know what the fuck it is. Just can't do it.
You can't wink and you can't say two words back to back with the same sounding syllable. This is interesting.
I don't know, but the answer I'm on the spectrum is somewhere. I don't know. But I'm like, all right, so I worked at a nursery for a long time, right? And I worked there, and the thing was, like, I stood out. Like, I definitely, like, didn't belong at the nursery. Like, I was there because my ex-girlfriend at the time, her mom was a manager there, and it was good money. Like, I was like, okay, well, whatever, you know. So I was there, and I was just there to water the fucking plants. Like, legit, and, like, that's my retirement plan. When I'm done doing everything in the military, fucking got my degree, I'm gonna go fucking water plants, tell war stories, and be fucking grow my hair out again.
This one time I had to clean out brains off the floor.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go water the begonias.
See you later, kid. But like,
There's shit everywhere, dude.
but I was there like watering the plants, and then like I got really into it. Like, you know, like typically like that's my personality. Like you've talked about it on the episode all the time. Like if I do something, I'm gonna get good at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's always been my thing. So I was working towards like my master gardener certificate, and it's a whole long process to get it. But I get to the nursery, and this is kind of like in the beginning, like I'm like beginning stages there, and I don't really know too much, but I know the areas of the nursery, of course, because I water the motherfucker. Like I'm there to water. And this lady walks up to me, and nice. The lady walks up to me, and she's like, "Hey, I'm looking for, you know," she's like, "I'm looking for an iron plant. And an iron plant's really good in the shade, right?" I'm like, "All right, yeah." And it's at that moment I learned I can't say shade section quickly.
You really struggled with that one.
Yeah. I can't say it quickly. And I've learned that. And it's like, and the lady.
Shade section.
Yeah. See, I wish.
Now you say it.
Shade section.
Shade section.
Shade section. So the lady, I go and I say, "Hey," I say, "Yeah, the iron plants are in the shade section." And the lady looks at me like,
You all right there, bud?
she looks at me like, "That was really fucking hard, huh?" And I was like, she walked away and she goes, "Oh, wow, they must."
They must hire kids with special needs. Good for them. I'm going to come back here.
Yeah. And I remember I was like, okay, well, clearly that was hard to say. And I'm going to say it the way it would come out. And I don't like doing it, but
Do it for the sake of the show.
shade section.
Excuse me, Tommy.
Yeah.
Where can I find the high iron plants at?
In the shade section.
The shade section.
And I wish I was making that up with how I say it. But if I say it like remotely quick, that's how it comes out.
In the shade section.
There's other words like wheel
Wheel.
yeah, like I can't say that area. That's like the tire well. Like that's why I have to
Tire
say,
well.
yeah, like I have to say tire well.
Tell
Like,
my grandpa.
yeah. So like that's at that moment I learned I can't say words like that are like consecutively sounding, you know. I was like, well, I sound fucking like really dumb, dude. So I'm like, and I was like, damn, dude. And I said it again, and then another person looked at me like,
Yeah, right.
this kid like, needs some help. And I tried slowing it down to say it correctly, and it was even worse. Like
All I can imagine is South Park. Jimmy Vollmer, Jimmy Vollmer, he's a special needs kid, but he's like a comedian,
yeah,
and he'll stutter, so he'll be like in the house, and like talks like that. But every once in a while they'll do it in the house.
yeah.
That's all I can think of.
Yeah. And Yeah, so then I end up just changing because like, I'm very I'm very literal. You know what I mean? If they ask me where it is, it's in the like there's signs and it said
It's over
the
there.
in the shade section because it had like a sign that said shade section. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was always very literal. So like I felt like I had to say it that way. And then eventually I changed it up and I was like, it's in the shade area.
Change the sign and everything.
I didn't change the sign, but I was like,
Shade
it's in
area.
the shade area.
You know what you should have done to be creative to make them like their enjoyment, their time more enjoyable at the store. You should have said because you had to pause when you say it, in the shade, dramatic pause section, and they're like, "Dang, that was clever."
The funny thing is, I should have went up there and painted an H on the section.
The section.
Where is
Shade
it?
section.
Where is it? It's in the shade section.
In the shade section.
So, but yeah, so that's when I learned I have a fucking speech impediment. Is that a fucking nursery?
It's okay. It's like, actually, Dan knows this, and Dan thinks it's hilarious. I don't have a speech impediment. Okay, it's weird. So I can neither confirm nor deny. Like, I played a lot of contact sports, but like, I noticed when I got a lot of hits on the head, one day I just started stuttering.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, CTE.
dude. I played sports right when CTE got popular.
Yeah.
And I grew up in that change. But I remember like coach would be like, you just got your bell rung, kid, get back in there. Like, okay. And like I just started stuttering like class. I like something simple like, hey Cole, what do you think? I'm like, it's in the and I no bullshit, I used to talk fast. I now have to talk and talk slow with pauses.
Yeah.
And
Get it, chug.
so like I've had to change the way I talk.
Yeah.
And like this thing, like right there, like what I have to do is I talk and I'll have a pause. And honestly, that pause is to regain what I'm about to say because I'll be like in the
Because I know if you stutter in front of me, I'm gonna roast your ass.
yeah. Everyone did. My friends did. I had some brutal friends. So I like no bullshit. I changed the way I talked in like the course of a year.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens is people that maybe don't know or something, they interrupt me all the time because I'll have dramatic pauses in my sentences. And Dan knows this. Fuck Dan, by the way. But
Yeah, fuck
Dan
Dan.
knows this. I fucking hate being interrupted. Like,
Yeah.
pet peeve, it's up there, dude. It might be, and like friendly interruption. Like, I know when you're interrupting me and when you don't give a fuck. If you interrupt me on accident, I'm like, it's not a big deal, dude. But like, the best is like, we'll be in the office or something talking about something important, and I'll get interrupted, and I'll be like, and I'll know Dan's looking at me because like Dan will notice I'll get interrupted, and he'll be like, have that like grin he's got,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll start talking again, and someone else interrupt me, and I'll be like, and Dan will be like smiling bigger, and then a third person will interrupt me, and he'll start laughing, and then a fourth time I'll be like, all right, motherfucker, can I talk? And like, it just drives me off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like I empathize with that because I changed the way I talk, and now it's to my fucking detriment.
Yeah, I did notice like, especially when you're putting out information, because you are
Yeah,
the standards,
yeah,
the standard section of our job, but you're putting information out. I remember like last week, we had so much shit going on, and you were putting out information, and we're all like all three of us were having different conversations.
yeah,
So like you would be talking to one person, they would get distracted, and you're just like, all right, let's go fuck myself.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, Cole's mad.
Or like, is it Monday? I fucking go in there and like, you're dealing with something, but there's 4 other fucking people in there, and they're all interrupting and ignoring me. And I was like, and it was hilarious. Dan actually made a comment last week. He's like, dude, I really like how you've like turned a new leaf. You learned how to compartmentalize your stress. He's like, you're really calm lately. I was like, thank you. I've been working on it. And then you guys just threw that in the fucking shitter. And I'm trying to put something out really important. And there's 5 people in there, and you're dealing with something. But there's 4 other fucking people in there, and they're all ignoring me. And I was like, fucking fine. You guys just fucking suffer. And I like slammed the door against the wall as I like went back up the stairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I hate is like I just pause so I'm not like, hey, by the way, we got to fuck do that. Like, and I get made fun of.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, go ahead and give us a like on roasting our speech impediments.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel anybody that's got that fucking issue, dude.
Yeah. Also, what do you guys think of Zoe the beer dog?
The beer dog.
Oh, she heard me. This dog,
Beer? Oh.
this dog loves beer just as much as I do. I think next episode we should find her some the dog bush lights. Pull her a bowl of bush light.
You know, you were about to kick her out of here. I enjoyed having her in here last episode.
Yeah. Well, last episode and today, like she's getting old, so
Yeah.
she was just down there just
hanging
snoring,
out.
dude.
Yeah.
She was like, "Fuck this show."
She's like part of the show now. She's the mascot, dude.
Oh man. Speaking of animals, what do you think? You're a bigger fellow. You look pretty strong.
Thanks, dog.
What is the biggest animal you think you can beat up?
So like I pride myself in having like humility,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like being honest.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna believe me.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, the first answer is, how big are you?
About 5'8".
You.
We've
No,
had this conversation. I think if you caught me,
you're fucked.
yeah, but because you're stronger, but I am slippery. I'm finesse. You're brute.
I'm good at about 5 feet though.
Yeah.
You get outside 5 feet, okay, I'll get
Yeah.
you another day.
I'll
But
just
anyway.
run at you with a fist. And, yeah. Keep running.
So I gotta be real with myself. Probably. I think I could like just hold my own. Is that what we're going by? Not like fuck it up.
No, yeah. Hold your own. Like match. Like what animal is gonna match you?
Probably a deer. I think I could fuck a deer up.
A deer?
Yeah.
Do you remember? I think I've told you the story.
A doe, not one with antlers.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
think?
I should. Yeah, because all I gotta do is watch for that back kick, a
Yeah.
mule kick.
They fucking stand on their hind heels and they fuck you up with their front.
That's fine, dude. Bob and weave. And like, yeah, the antlers is different. So I've seen a guy get stabbed by antlers. I couldn't beat a fucking.
I know you were behind me in assessment, but did you hear the story of the kid getting his ass beat by a deer while he was running? We were going through assessment and we were running like the 4 mile or whatever like that. And a deer popped out of the woods and beat this kid's ass right there on the pavement.
You know, bring that up. Yeah. So, look, I might be shooting a little too high. I think the situation's right. I think I could hold my own of those. I get some shots in, be all right. I just gotta watch that mule kick.
Yeah.
If I want to be really egotistical about it, though, hold my own, like not die.
Yeah.
I think a very small black bear.
A black. Okay.
Black bears aren't big,
They're not that big now.
so I think a small.
I was gonna say black bear too.
So I think a small black bear like comes at me. I'm just like, pop.
Yeah.
And I'm getting out of them, rope a doping like Cassius Clay, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Muhammad Ali.
So I thought also a black bear. Mostly, I would have to keep his head off of me, but like I'm taking those paw and those elbows because he don't know. You know what I mean? He don't know. He ain't got no fucking level 1 combatives. You know what I mean? So
You gonna drop? He's gonna get in your guard.
yeah. So I'm using those elbows, wrist control, dude. I'm in there. You know what I mean? Like long as he doesn't bite me,
You're
I'm
good. You gotta watch those swipes.
Yeah,
But
that's swipe. So I'm like blocking, grab his ass, dude. If I can get a hold of him, I got his ass.
what you know what I'm gonna do? It's like I'm gonna fucking left hook, right?
Yeah.
And when he's dazed from that hook,
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving 90 degrees to his side. I'm giving him a nice Spartan kick right in the ribs,
Yeah.
and I'm getting out of the reset, and I'm hitting him with the same combo because he's a dumb bear.
Yeah. My thing, dude, is like, if I'm fighting someone bigger, I'm closing the distance. Because if I get hit by you
Yeah.
from a distance, it's probably gonna knock me out. However, though, if I get in on you, like I'm going for waist, I'm taking your legs, I'm taking you to the ground.
Yeah.
We're both the same level on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
So I literally just thought of this
Mhm.
off this question. So let me set the tone. And I swear I just thought about this.
Mhm.
All right, let's say
We need to fight one time, dude.
you mean you want to lose one time.
I think we need to fight and then use my tactic versus yours. I know you're a lot more trained than I am. However, though, like I'm pretty scrappy, dude.
All right.
Let's do it. We'll do it live.
Right here.
Yeah.
Do a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
Does not take anything off. Everything goes. I'll pick up my PC and just throw it at
Fuck you. So I just thought about this.
Yeah.
You ever seen the movie? I believe it's called The Fray with Liam Neeson. They're getting hunted by wolves.
Yeah. Mhm.
At the end of the movie,
The gray.
the gray, and
Mhm.
he like at the end of the movie, he fucking rolls glass in his hand with some tape, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, "I'm gonna die here, dude, but I'm gonna fucking kill some of you before I
Mhm.
die." So imagine you're in a situation like that. Like you're like, I'm fucked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making it out of here alive.
Taking one of you fuckers with me, though.
Yeah. like I mean, we can say with anything, a lion, a like a Kodiak grizzly,
Yeah.
like anything where you're like, are you gonna like let's say you come face to face with a lion or a Kodiak grizzly. Are you running
Mhm.
with the 1% chance you might make it out of there?
Yeah, zig and zag. Oh, it's a gator. Never mind.
Or are you fucking standing there because you're like, I'm fucking dead. I might as well go out like a boss.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try to juke that motherfucker, dude.
I'm
Run at him and just like cut left. You know what I mean?
I'm number 2.
You gonna fight him?
I feel like if I come face to face
Mhm.
with like a fucking lion or like a
Oh, a lion? A bear? I'll try. To
or like a 9-foot grizzly, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like a Kodiak grizzly, in my opinion, it's my favorite animal actually.
Yeah.
It is, I would say, either number 1 or number 2 most apex of predators, right with the alligator.
Yeah.
Another story for another day. They can fucking run.
Mm-hmm.
They can climb. They're strong as fuck. It's hard to kill them
Yeah, it is.
because like how their hearts pump and stuff. Like there's you have zero advantage no matter what tactic you take, right?
Mhm.
I feel like in that situation, I'm like, I'm fucked either way, pal.
Mm-hmm.
I might as well take my chances. Maybe I get a good few shots on him. He's like, there's easier prey out
He's
here.
like, fuck this thing.
Instead of just running and him just like, here,
Yeah.
and just put me down, right? I might as well just face him like, come on, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
And then
I
if
think so.
anything, who knows? Maybe someone's videotaping me. I come viral. Man fights a bear, gets demolished.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think a black bear is pretty good. I think I'm gonna take like a teenager black bear.
So black bear's small.
Yeah. But they're strong though, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, I'm talking about rope-a-doping, baby.
Yeah.
I'm hitting. I'm getting out of there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think that's a good analysis. Yeah. Pretty humble choice.
Yeah.
I think like it's.
Look, I might be aiming it too high. I'm just saying. I think I could like fight a
We
deer.
can rent animals.
Yeah,
Like
But
we
I
just
think
bring
it-
a
I think
bring a
I'm-
bear in here and then
I think it might be frowned upon to fight an animal though. Like
Yeah.
you know,
I
the
don't think- I don't
days
think
we
you-
live
I
in.
don't think YouTube's gonna
Yeah.
like that too much.
Look, like I said, I might be shooting my shot too high, but I'm just saying I feel like I can like hold my own. I'm not saying I'm walking out of there clean,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, dude, like I walk up to you like, dude, I need to go to the hospital. You know, like, but like I'm talking to you and stuff like, hey,
Yeah.
just drive me to the hospital. I just got fucked up by a deer. You know, like,
Yeah.
but I'm not like dead.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm coming out. I don't think I'm gonna kill it, but I definitely could
You know,
probably
just
put it
like
to
make it fucking run away. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I think a teenage black bear. Definitely taking him out.
You take it takes a couple shots. I think it runs.
Yeah, I think that's yeah.
We can get an animal expert in here.
Yeah. An anal spurt.
Anal spurt. I do want to ask though, like, hey, I want people to like comment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the lighting? Cause I like it.
Yeah.
So
I think it's
like,
pretty
let us know. Should we keep it or should we go back to white light?
pretty gamer in here. RGB setup.
I think it just matches the neon sign. I think that's what like I feel like we're in the Brodega.
Yeah.
You know,
What are we selling?
fucking prohibition liquor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Dreams and illegal alcohol. Love it.
yeah, and sluts and clapper
Oh yeah, clappers, yeah. 1920s.
outfits.
Hmm.
Maybe the occasional jazz singer. Oh, and she's got like one of those cigarettes with a really long
Yeah,
tube.
yeah, yeah.
How can I help you, sugar? Toots. I come on, hey, you gotta come talk to this Dane.
Yep.
What's going on, Toots?
All right, that's it. That's all we have for this episode. Make sure to like, comment, and share. We haven't grown any subscribers since in the last like 3 episodes, man.
Yeah, what the fuck, guys?
What's going on?
What the fuck,
You don't
guys?
like us anymore?
God damn it.
I was kidding. Thank all you guys for watching. We're getting pretty consistent on our views, so that means like our day ones are always on there. We know you guys are there watching us, and we just want to say thank you guys. It's always fun to record, have a fun time.
Yeah, thanks for listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like each week we're evolving.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of good ideas coming, and I'll tell you, I think we got a lot of shit coming near the end of the year and the beginning of the year.
Yes.
I got one I cannot wait for the January 1st episode.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I got a really good fucking idea. I can't wait to see where it goes, dude.
Yeah. I'm excited.
But hey, yeah, follow us on all our handles. Hey, spread the word, man. Look, I can't really tell you an incentive other than it'd be really nice, it'd be really helpful to us. Spread the word, and I can't emphasize how gracious we would be if you did that. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right, guys. Peace out.